My swing wasn't quite right, but then after this lesson with Jay Kelly, we found that perfect swing.
That's so good again, bud.
Yeah.
So pure. When we got ball position too far forward, you can see straight away where that starts to point the arm. So you're already fighting it a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah,
then you put handle back.
Yeah.
Now you've built in that left swing direction.
Yeah.
Probably best one of the day.
Yeah, it felt like neutral.
Easily best one of the day.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have got some absolute gold for you all. This is another lesson video that hopefully there is some little nuggets in there for you all to take and put into your own game. This one helped me so much today. It just shows how close the golf swing can be, but it actually is a million miles away. But sometimes just finding that one little thing can help you hit the golf ball straight again. Why do we play this game? Let's dive into the lesson with Jay.
On the boat again. Let's go.
I have it a few balls warmed up, so
Okay, well we can jump straight in.
Yeah.
What have you got there?
I've got 7.
Okay, cool. So, talk to me as a whole. How has it been?
Good, but I just felt like it was just going back to that old tendency, which kind of scares me because that's where my bad shot is that way. So then as soon as I started adding in that from the top, or more of a feeling like the arms were going more this way,
More in front of you.
I just feel like my tendency was just to go a bit like that.
And I think I said it to you last time that I was a little bit
Just be
concerned
yeah,
of that,
concerned,
but we didn't want to take the pattern away. But I think
No.
we've got to be really settled on what we want the shot to be. I think that's the
Yeah.
first thing I'd say. We need to be relatively settled on what we want the outcome to be. So I'll
Yeah.
ask you again. I asked you last week, but what do you want the outcome to be?
Yeah, I think I messed around with driver, and I've always played like low spin, low launch driver. Brought the loft back up, and all of a sudden, like that straighter ball isn't spinning at 1900. It's spinning at like 22, 23. When I fade it, it's now 3000. So guess what I actually have to do? Hit it straight. You know, like I can't stand there and get away with hitting that swipey cut. So
this is the beauty of seeing you a few times.
yeah,
Because lesson 1, great.
yeah.
Lesson 2, okay, you've overcooked it a little bit. How do we rein that back in? But now we're like, okay,
Yeah,
I don't want to go back there again.
No.
So say no.
Yes.
How comfortable would you be going to a small draw?
I think with the irons, like already it's there, and it's just for me, like I don't see it with driver yet, but I would say in my practice, if I'm hitting, I said this to Haz earlier, I was like, if I'm hitting 10 to 15 yard draws in practice, I feel like when I get out on course, it'll probably be tighter draws anyway, you know?
You have to practice probably 30% beyond.
Away, yeah.
So you have to like overtrain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like speed
Yeah.
training, we train at 110%, so when we play with that little bit faster.
Yeah.
Same with any even technical change. I think you need to train, like even if we see it get a little bit too drawy in practice, I think when you go and play, by the time you do start to turn more,
Yeah.
you know, as the round or sessions go on, you'll probably end up reverting again.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the guys do this thing called Reset Mondays.
I like
Have you
that.
heard about
Yeah.
this? Reset
Yeah,
Monday.
I
So
do,
when they're playing
yeah.
a tour event,
And they just drill it on the Monday and just get
on the
swing
Monday,
back,
Tuesday, and then obviously
Yeah.
practice day on the Wednesday and stuff. So
Yeah. I
always
get
like
that when like I go and play, there's a course on the island called Freshwater, and it's like a really wide course and it gets super windy. So like generally round there, you'll be standing on the tee box and you'll be bombing it. Get back into the swing room and it's like, oh my God, where's my swing gone? Because, you know, you just
But we're
sending it,
reactive to the elements, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's see you hit a few, and
Yeah.
we'll see where we're at numbers-wise.
I think as well, like in the practice sessions, exactly like you were saying about working away from it. When I started doing it in practice, I immediately started seeing like path numbers like that, like 1, 2, and I was like, that's just too close. Because then when I get out on course, I know it's going to be the other way.
Exactly that. So you've
Yeah.
probably got to train a little bit more.
Train like 4 or 5, and then when it's on course, it's probably be back to 1, 2 again.
100%. 100%. Okay. Right, I'm going to film a couple.
Yeah. I feel like it's definitely shifted, like back to quite neutral, isn't it?
Well, I've got some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
Got some gold already.
It's going to be good gold. Cool. So I can see where, when I was looking at that, the swing direction had shifted just a little bit too far to the left again. Okay, so not necessarily always the path, but the swing direction, which we had a conversation about last time. Okay. Now, when I look at your setup here, I think there's a few things in there that is shifting the swing direction to the left.
Okay.
And occasionally why, as the club gets longer, you'd see the path probably move a little bit more to the left
Into
than you'd
that way,
like as well. And
yeah.
let's draw it out this way. So if I draw a line down from the lead shoulder joint, which is about there, okay,
Yeah.
I would want, and even that I've probably put just fractionally
I've
too
seen-
far that side.
Yeah.
You'd probably want the ball as a stock about 3 balls back from that.
It's nowhere
okay?
near that, is it?
No, and I don't think I've done the best line
I
there
think that was
either.
being generous, that one, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
probably there, right on that
Yeah,
joint
that's
just there.
interesting. Yeah.
Then you've got the handle, maybe a little bit too
lean.
neutral.
Yeah.
And I'll show you in a minute how this dictates swing direction, path,
Yes.
start line,
Yeah.
and so on. Now, because of that, one I mentioned last time, but I didn't actually address it too much, was the stance width. And then if we took mid-chest, mid-pelvis, do we think, that's not a great line there, let's do one more. Do we think that they are either too far forward or so on? So when you've got the chest slightly in front of the pelvis, the ball forward, the handle not as far forward, you're building in some pull tendencies, some more cutty tendencies in there, okay? Then if we look at this side and we look at feet, knees, shoulders, do they look matched, or do you think?
Looks like a little bit, shoulders look a touch left.
I agree, and you can probably see that from here as well, that the right forearm probably a little bit higher.
Yeah, it's got back in, just creeped in,
yeah,
isn't it?
so we'll have a look with the ball in a minute and see if we can realign a few things setup-wise.
Crazy, yeah.
So the setup is massive for me here, okay? Into the swing, as usual, I think you do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I've probably said to you a few times that you could, and again, agreeing with things in the past, that I think you could probably get forward a little bit earlier. I do agree with that, because then if I'm fractionally behind it and I've got the ball position up, you're probably building in some of those left tendencies. Especially as we get the ball up here with driver, it makes it even more difficult, okay? So we're going to start to do a little bit more setup work to blend that in. Then into the backswing, right? As you start moving into the backswing, pretty good, a little bit rolly inside, and I've seen that happening, where you've been trying to keep it in the 3 perhaps, you've been seeing that happening. And you go to the top, and it's not too shabby. I've seen it wider than this.
Yes.
Okay, and I want to show you now what I think was probably your best swing. So I think this was probably one of your best swings. This was immediately after the first lesson and your first online check-in.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit in here, but that's fine. But you can see the width difference. And then they're just fractionally different, aren't they? Just slightly higher, not as laid off.
It's close, but it's
close. Just got a bit more to go.
Yeah,
a bit more to go. And then, of course, you were doing a great job of then lowering the arms down, turning through, hitting that kind of little push there or push draw. And you've still got those tendencies in there, just from a slightly out position, a little bit narrow. You can see the trail arm falling again. And it's the narrowness. And then occasionally, this is quite good of an iron, but occasionally you can then get your palm a little bit more underneath. And we could put a little bit of blame on the takeaway for that as well.
Yeah.
We could pin it on the takeaway a little bit. But I do want to start to sort out the setup position, see if we can move the swing direction a little bit, and then just get you back into a little bit of this. So here's something else to think about as well.
Yeah.
Low point control. We're trying to hit ball, then turf.
Turf, yeah.
Okay. Now, if I've got the ball up, handle back,
Yeah.
we're maybe making that job a little bit harder. So even though you've performed quite well as a net swing, let's go on the golf course, what would my downward mechanism be from there? So if I've got ball up, handle back, I'm slightly behind it, I don't get on it enough, and I go to the top, moving swing direction to the left is how I'm going to start to move the strike point back in front of the golf ball. Imagine if I got ball up and then got wide and underneath it, you're probably going to catch it a bit too clean, it's not going to feel that nice, not very compressed. So sometimes when we see players out from this perspective as well, moving the swing direction more to the left is a downward hitting mechanism, actually a coping mechanism to hit ball then turf. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. This is how I want you to practice. Practice your setup, practice your ball position. So the radius of the swing or the longest part is actually under the left shoulder, okay? So we're gonna lay down a stick just here, okay? And on this stick, I'm gonna pop my left foot because that's somewhat underneath the left shoulder, okay? Then I'm gonna lay down a second stick just here, and I want it to be 3 balls back. 1, 2, 3.
Done that before, haven't you?
Pretty close, wasn't it? But I can build in a few different things from here. Firstly, I think it's the only accurate way to practice address position. Putting a club between your legs, I don't think cuts it because I might be a little bit out each time.
Right.
The second thing is we've established the handle is a touch too far back.
Yeah.
I can now play a little game of matchy-matchy. I can set that up here.
Yeah.
Probably match that in just a little bit.
And this is baseline for a 7-iron.
This is baseline for a 7-iron, but you can also treat this as the golden rule if you like.
Yeah.
Because if I had a wedge in my hand, I'd probably have a slightly narrower stance, so it shifts a little bit more back.
Yeah.
You know, if I had a 4-iron, I might be slightly wider, and now it's playing a little bit more up.
Yeah.
But you can move it to 2. As you get to 3 wood, probably 1 ball back.
And then
driver pretty much off the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
But and shaft angle with that as well. Are you obviously that stick's then moving with the ball?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say rule of thumb.
Yeah.
That everything points to left. Rule of thumb.
Yeah.
That everything points to left groin. So if I've got a driver, left groin's probably not bad.
Yeah.
If I've got a wedge, left groin's equally probably not bad. So it's just a rule of thumb, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is as you're quite aware, by moving the ball back, handle forward, I can then shift, and this will link in really nicely to your forearms as well. Like if I get this here, I'm just going to place that across like a bit of a T-bar here. If I've got handle more forward, you know, weight forward, you can see I can shift the swing direction quite nicely.
Yeah.
Or if I've got ball too far forward, handle back, forearm on shoulders left, you can see what I built in, and then I've got some work, to do to try and reroute that thing. Whereas we can set that up and encourage a little bit more of that. So again, if we're going to practice a little bit more of a push draw because we understand it does good for our game, let's actually start to build in some of those features, because otherwise you've got a couple of wrongs together or mismatched. Okay.
Yeah.
So from here, moving that more there. Makes sense?
Starts from there as well, doesn't it? Like I feel like if the setup is jacked, it's not correct.
Well,
everything just starts to then fall out of place from that, doesn't it?
I've always said this story that I've been to Wentworth a few times to watch the players, and I'd like to think that if I was weeding through the crowds and I saw Rory across from me, I'd like to think that I've got an idea of what shot he's going to play before he hit it.
Just from setup.
I think so. I think when you've got Alex, take 2 ends, Alex Noren, someone that's trying to work this bit. I've got an idea on what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Rory, big high left shoulder. I've got an idea of what shot he's trying to hit, whether the ball's back, weight forward. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's players that play great from neutral, but I think it brings in a few issues.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. So we'll start with very basic two lines there. Okay, and then we're going to start to add in. So set yourself up, and straight away you're going to say to me that ball position feels
Feels like I'm going to hit it 40 yards right.
And way off the back foot, probably.
Yeah.
Fair?
I don't know why. It feels like I'm aiming 20 right now. Am I aiming 20 right?
Nope.
Or not?
Because this works like a clock, doesn't it? Stay there.
Yeah.
So as I keep moving that round,
Right.
it's gonna feel a little bit more. And by the way, 3 balls might be too much for you.
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
But for me, probably has moved a little bit. Nudge that up a little bit, bud. There you go. So that's job number 1.
Yeah. And then right foot is like according to what kind of shot you hit. And there's like a pitching wedge or a gap wedge.
Yep.
And then how are you judging this distance between the 2 feet? So is that just feel over time or?
Whatever shot you want to play, but I would say for a stock, obviously we naturally get a little further away.
Yeah.
But for stock, I would say I'd want the insides of the ankles
Yeah.
with the shoulder
Matching the
joints.
shoulders. Okay.
What
For
a lot-
7.
Yeah, Medine. Where a lot of people get this wrong is they go the outside.
Yeah. I do that, I think.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I get super wide.
So I like the insides here. That's on the outside of shoulders. Some guys measure from different. I would say.
Is that your driver? Would you go outside of shoulders for driver, or do you keep it?
Yeah, I'd go.
Yeah, you start
I'd
to
go
build.
outside of lines with driver.
Do you? Yeah.
So set yourself up again, and this is where we're going to get see straight away that arm looks different as well. But if I
Does
pop
it?
that
Yeah.
ball between the arms, something else we notice, which is going to shift the swing direction to the left, is when you've got, and we'll do it now, when we've got ball position too far forward, you can see straight away where that starts to point the arm. So you're already fighting it a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah,
then you
100%.
put handle back.
Yeah.
Now you've built in that left swing direction.
Yeah, it's literally, yeah.
Moving that a bit more back.
Yeah. Certainly
Now
ain't
feet-
starting left this.
No, that's where you've got to do a better job in the takeaway and the face in a minute. But
Yeah.
from here as well, we always speak about the arm being in a 3, 2 or 1. So 3 when the belly's up, 2 when it's slightly round to the side,
Yeah.
and a 1 when it's here. And that's going to build in that pull as well. So even just number 1, gripping the ball, pulls my elbow more into my left and more underneath.
Yeah.
Okay, and then actually starting to align the bars will really
target.
help you as well. Now you know that's straight because you can see that.
Yeah.
You can visually see that straight.
Mental. I literally feel like I'm on the right side of the screen.
Now, before you even make a swing, because you're right, if I left you to your own devices, I think you would hit a bit of a blast.
Yeah.
So set yourself up again, and this is the drills that we've been doing. Setup is massive, done, okay? Swing-wise, your job is to keep the ball theoretically away from the rib cage. So that is a measurement there. And as you go to the top, I want you to keep that measurement, keep it constant. Good, so that'll feel quite wide.
Yeah, different.
One more time. If you wanted to stop the club rolling around a little bit, just because you'll blast it to the right otherwise,
Yeah.
see that pointer, or even these bars, make a little backswing. Stop, there you go. You can have these tilting more downwards, controls the face.
Yeah.
That more outwards. A poor one,
Would be.
and the reason I think you've ended up getting like that
Yeah.
is because you've been, you need to put it in the 3
Yeah.
and then just keep it there.
Yeah.
Look, I can still have some tilt to that.
Yeah.
You're here and then trying to work it
Work
into the
it.
3 and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah.
it looks the more laid off.
I'm cheating the 3.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So into this next shot, right? Try and keep it wide and not rolly.
Okay. Just
Okay.
like a pitchy one.
Try it, go slow because you'll throw the ball otherwise.
Yeah.
Good first go. Well done. Good first go. But straight, that's really interesting though. Very first shot, swing direction went from -3
Yeah.
to +1. And I didn't change, what was really interesting is I didn't
thought
move the swing. I didn't touch
just
the
changed
swing.
setup.
I literally just moved your setup and you've now swung way too far to the right.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it?
Way too far to the right.
Yeah.
But you know you're a bit more of a wipey cut person, and I'm sure all of your
that's the
followers
thing,
know
mate.
that.
Yeah, I think like if I'm training that, like I'd love to get that on course, but it'll be nowhere near it, will it?
No, and I
You know?
reckon if you did, and we'll test it. We'll do our session doing this, and then I'll let you just pull the trigger at the end and see
hit
where
one.
we sit as a middle line.
Yeah. So same again, just wide and
Yes, please.
pitchy.
Cool.
Coming back.
So on this next one, okay,
Yeah.
do another one. Careful you don't, I know you're trying to keep it wide, just careful you don't draw it in here again, okay?
Yeah.
So, because look, now the path,
Wow.
6, way too
She's
much.
gone diving in there, yeah.
So, yeah, but we can take out some of the compensations you had in the
Forward,
past. If
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
ball forward,
Yeah.
I'm trying to work that path from there.
Yes.
You don't need to do that now.
No.
You know, we've got the path built in.
Yeah.
Good. So from
You know what's
here,
really weird? That net swing, I can remember now. How I was getting it wider, I
outwards?
was feeling a bit more out, which was getting me wider at the
I
top.
think that's a bad feeling for you.
Yeah.
Because I've built in, if we were going back a couple of months,
Yeah.
terrible thing for you to do.
Yes.
Because you had this big cutty swing built in.
Yeah.
But now we've built in a lot of draw elements. Like I said,
Yeah.
we built in the arms, we built in the
Yeah.
setup, we built in a lot of things. You don't need to start slinging it in there,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So even now, work it back a little bit more neutral. Where's that feel?
That feels, I wanted to hit that club there.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's extreme. And also another little, not cheap, but the right thing to do. Do that one more time.
Yeah.
And even like this bar here, start working it a bit more down. That'll stop it going here. And that looks after the face a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and again. That's nice. Way less inside.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Different, isn't it?
Yeah. Way different.
So your setup is probably a good 80% of why you get a bit wipey at times as well.
Yeah.
So set yourself up again for me.
That's so interesting.
Okay. Okay, you sort the ball position out, you sort the arms out, you sort all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Yep. So now you can hit push draw all day long. Now obviously you've got the ball between your arms and we've built in a lot of draw bias pieces, but how quick can we move into a different shot shape without change? I haven't asked you to change your golf swing. In actual fact, I'm building in some, I want you more out there. I don't, you know, we're building in some different stuff.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating really that.
Yeah. It's strange how like ball position and just mentally you can feel, well, feel and real, don't they say that, but like, you know, I'm feeling like I'm aiming right side of that screen and I'm probably nowhere near it.
Yeah, aiming dead straight.
Yeah.
Haven't moved your alignment, we're aiming down the mat line. All we changed was address. So let's start, before I start drawing lines on things,
Yeah.
from a visual perspective, I'm going to ask you the question of, do the forearms look different?
Yeah. It looks like the arms were almost matched up better. Like you see how on
Or
the
level.
left, the left image is like the right arm looks massively lower, and on the right it looks like the arms are kind of similar. Why is that? Is that just ball position?
Right arm, actually quite the opposite. Right arm is actually like right shoulders forward and on top.
Right.
Spine is in front.
Yes.
So again, if my spine's in front, right arm here,
Yeah.
you know, it looks like that.
Yeah.
Second
That's
thing.
interesting.
Yeah, so you can even see from a pelvis and chest relationship, look, there's the chest line, there's the pelvis line. I mean, terrible lines there, but you can picture.
You can get an idea,
because the ball's more forward, you've had to reach
Shift it
forward.
over. Yeah.
So let me draw that line just through there now. Somewhat, so it comes down through the left heel, like through there.
Yeah.
You can see the ball position
That's
change.
so interesting.
You can see the shaft angle move like I was describing.
And I haven't tried to add shaft lean there.
No. It's
I've
interesting,
tried
isn't
to
it?
add that in.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Our job then was maybe to reduce a little bit of the forearm rotation.
Wow.
A little better. You can
Yeah, it
definitely
is,
see,
yeah.
if we take you both to lead arm parallel,
Yeah.
I would definitely say that this forearm is fractionally above the other.
Yeah.
From a width perspective, and this is where I love the ball, because you pushed it nearer to your wrist angle, actually stopped you hinging as much and being a bit wider. Not way wider, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then that's there.
I'm later with the hinge.
Yeah, there you go. And these were only small shots.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But really nice through there, and then, I mean, that is a beautiful delivery.
I love
bud.
the left arm with the ball.
Oh,
The left arm.
well,
when I get ball in, like.
look at that. Look at the narrow. Look at the left arm. Look at the left arm bend.
Yeah,
That's just being a bit more narrow into it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
Let's just find impact if I can. Boom, beautiful.
I
line
love
up.
that left arm.
How
with
good
the
is
ball.
that impact?
Yeah, with the ball.
How
in.
good is that?
I hate that.
Well, it's just a much later release.
Yeah,
It's going to
is,
be a bit carvy.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
That was more setup.
Yeah, because, like I said, like just even grabbing the ball, and you could, if you wanted to push yourself a little bit harder,
Yeah.
they do the junior version as
I've
well.
seen them, yeah.
It's harder because
Yeah.
obviously it's that much smaller, but what it would do to grip it, because it's smaller, again, it's just going to pull my arm so much
Even
more in
more,
front.
yeah.
So from here, you know, you're getting your arm really nicely in front of you here.
Yeah.
And I guess if you think about, you know, do I want this arm back here? No.
No.
You know, you do want your right arm to be a little bit more across the rib cage, left arm
Yeah.
down in front of you,
Yeah.
nice and square there. And then from here, building in, if you want to take away the roll and the set, look, you can just see the ball here.
Mm.
You were faking it, you were here and then trying to get it in the 3,
Yeah.
rolling
Yeah,
the
yeah,
face open. Then I got you exiting more to the left last session and it was a bit scary. You know, I think for you to control the face, being here, then from here, lining everything up,
Yeah.
done. Feels like I'm going to hit it miles right, but that's my swing direction.
That's just, yeah.
Then from here, making sure I don't roll the ball, keeping it far away from me, turning. And then trying to collect, see if I can hit one from here. And from here, just trying to collect from there. And then I can hit that shot over and over again. Of course, when you're out there in the elements, probably is going to be a little bit more like that.
Yeah.
One thing I would say to you as an elite player though, right? Here's one thing I would say. If the shot requires a cut, hit the cut.
Yeah.
It's very easy to go out there and try and play that swing for 18 holes. If it doesn't need it, don't play it.
No.
You know, this is stock.
Yeah.
But if the shot needs that wipey cut because you've got to work something,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Still
sure.
have that in your locker
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Let's go
I
again.
would say as well, like for me, like just nitpicking at the swing, because when I'm in my sim and even on course, like the irons and stuff haven't been an issue, but I can notice it when I get to dog. Like the driver, as soon as I pull that club, I then start to see that, the swing direction left,
But
the
even
attack
if-
angles start to come up.
Even if, I know we're not going to hit a driver this very second,
Yeah,
but even if you just set up to driver quickly,
yeah.
right, and be honest with me, you know, this is going to feel crazy, so set yourself up. And we use a smaller ball just for impact, but set yourself up. And if I put that there and ask you to produce the same alignments with the ball,
Yeah, it's so different, mate. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that,
I mean, do you feel like you could swing that to the right now?
massively, yeah. It feels like my shoulders, as soon as that arm goes in like that, it feels like the shoulders go about 20 yards right. You know what I mean? It's,
But then you can be brave and
Yeah.
go, okay, now take it back without spinning that. See? And that gets to more of a sort of 11 o'clock in your eye line position,
yeah.
rather than spinning the ball, which we saw in the, there you go, to try and
Yeah.
work it into that 3.
Yeah.
Then that palm's a little bit more underneath,
Yeah.
get a bit narrow on it,
Goes that way.
and that's where you have ended up.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Yeah. Out there. Yeah. Yeah.
that's where it would have been. So we'll come back to that, but it is the same stuff. But you then need to be a little bit more diligent over the face
Yes. Of where face is aiming.
throughout the swing.
Right. Okay.
Because you can often get the face, as we've spoken about in the past, often get the face a little open,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So you can then be a little bit more diligent with the swing stuff's the swing stuff. You need to be wider. It's never
Yeah.
going to harm driver being a little bit wider
No.
for you. You need to do all that, but then you can be a little bit more diligent when
It's interesting
does
though,
this right
how,
arm
it ties,
sit.
how it ties in as well. You know, when you do that setup, or sorry, the takeaway, if you was to go in, that almost does that to the face, doesn't
100%.
it? Whereas when it goes out there, it's almost like the face has gone shut.
Yeah, because
No, or
you've
for
added
me,
in
feeling.
more rotation.
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll come back to
Yeah.
that, but just so you're aware of the whys
Yeah,
behind
that's
it.
interesting.
Okay, let's go back to hitting these
Seven
short-term push draws, because we
Yes.
still want you to have some good shots in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, do you want the ball back? Do you want to try the small one?
Yeah.
Hit one with
Go
the
on.
small one, then we'll hit it normal. Set yourself up, I'll pop it in for you. And then it's harder, and I think your arm structure will be even better from there. Now, just do me a favour and make sure you don't roll this inside, all your best effort.
Is my alignment sweet there? Is that good?
I promise you're aiming straight.
Wow. Okay.
I promise.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm videoing it from down here, so I'll show you.
Cool. Wow.
There you
That is
go.
hard with the small ball, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is hard.
Great result, though.
Yeah.
When you see this alignment from down the line, I think you'll be a bit shocked.
I don't know what. I don't know if it's feet that feels right or like.
It's ball position.
Is it? Yeah. It's just
Purely
my
ball
ball's gone
position.
back. And
Because, yeah, if you, look, set yourself up,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's going out there, isn't it?
Of course
yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
Of course
yeah,
it
yeah.
is. You know, and you're not used to the ball being that far forward.
Would you have to square face a little bit, do you think?
For
Because
you,
I often sit face a little open with ball forward, I'd say.
yeah, I'm okay. If the path is going to go to the right,
Yeah.
I'm okay with being a smidge open.
Yeah.
I don't mind. But
Yeah.
of course, if you're going to get cutty with it, for whatever reason, I don't want to see the face
No,
open
start
at
to
all.
go,
Yeah. Okay, so you asked me, is my alignment all right? The answer
Yeah.
was yes.
Yeah.
For me, again, just the shoulder alignment there is so much
Wow.
better.
Yeah.
I can actually see now.
Start to see that right left shoulder, can't you?
Yeah, it's fractional, and
Yeah,
look, it's
it
tough
is.
to see on the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can definitely see the alignment's absolutely fine, bud. Not a problem at all. It just feels out of whack
feels
because
so
you've got the ball
alien.
so
Yeah,
far
yeah,
forward to you.
Yeah.
Now, as we start to work into the backswing, you know, look, was a little bit rolly, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And I tried to reduce that. It's still in there, but it's closer.
Yeah.
And that's where you got it to there. Now, obviously, at this moment in time, you can't really swing it much past that
No.
because you've got the ball between your arms. So that's absolutely fine. So it
Yeah.
might not visually look bundles different from here, but I really like this.
Doesn't it look like that left arm's coming back out again now, doesn't it? When I'm not feeling that.
Now, well, the biggest framework for me has got to be that right arm.
Yeah.
Got to be that right arm just, and it's wrestling. We always call it wrestling forward, don't we?
Yeah.
But like if we went there versus that's the piece for me that I would love to get rid of in your game.
Yeah. I need to know.
The trail arm
I'm gonna take a photo of
getting that way,
Yeah. Yes.
that way. And again, we could argue, again, having the ball in just pulls.
Goes back that way. Yeah.
That's why I keep saying to you in all of our lessons that
Yeah.
the ball is great for you.
Would you say as well with the right arm looking under? Would you say it is a difference of like when it starts to go that way? It's not as if I'm going. It's not as if I've moved my right arm position, but just with that arm kicking out this way, the arm looks higher.
Yeah.
Because of the elbow.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Versus like here,
and you
it's
could argue
elbows under.
You could argue again in the short term that we're even trying to get it into the three and get it flat. It's hard to
Yeah.
maintain and
And
probably going to go that
over,
way.
yeah.
So again, you having that ball a little bit more on top, or the right arm a little bit more on top, might just give you a little bit of somewhere to work into
Yes,
as
go
well.
into, yeah.
I think that's why that video when you was in the net,
Yeah,
why
that's
we found that
interesting.
looking so good, because it was
Yeah.
actually like more here at the top
Yeah,
and then that
and then
way.
it's under, yeah.
And I think you faked it. You understand how important this or the elbow underneath position is to you. You
Yeah.
completely understand that that's a really key piece
Yeah,
to
to
putting
the
it in
swing.
there
Yeah.
versus falling foot, head falling foot. You understand how important that is to you, and I think
Yeah.
you've just worked it into it, and you don't need to
Yeah.
work it into it. If you get
No.
all this correct, you can actually just turn away and hit. Like, you don't need a big
'Cause
swing move.
I suppose as well, like for right arm purposes, that my right arm's not changing in these positions, but
Correct.
it's just in terms of where it's going to work into in the downswing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think you need space to move into.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
need
yeah,
space
yeah.
to move into.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see some without the ball then.
So many like light bulb moments, isn't it?
But again, reality-wise,
Yeah.
setup is the biggest piece to us.
Yeah, it is,
We
yeah.
spoke about having that in the three at address. We spoke about, handle forward. We've spoken about these things.
Yes.
From there, you don't need to work it into that. You built in a lot of the pattern now.
Yeah.
Okay, so from there, you can be a little bit more controlling of the face. That's it, and then let's hit one.
Full swing, yeah.
Please. Bit bottomy, but pretty good.
Yeah.
Bit bottomy. One more. And that's where I got you last lesson, and I was like, okay, let's tone it down.
Yeah.
And we were trying to work the exit a bit more. You know, I do want that toned down.
Yeah.
But let's build it in first.
That path there as well.
And I just want to say that is too high for me.
Yeah.
But
I haven't actually felt any of, as well. I can get path like that, but I have to go like this.
yeah.
I
Don't need
haven't
to do that
done
now.
any of that in that downswing there.
And this is what I'm saying about now. Actually, going back to last
I know,
lesson,
yeah, it kind of
wanted
ties
you to
in,
build
doesn't it?
in. Like, I actually wanted you to
You
have more
actually need to
turn,
do
not
that.
stand. Yeah, otherwise you're going to keep swinging it at 6.
Yeah.
So what would happen now if you blended in a touch of last lesson where you tried to feel like you actually rotated freely through the shot, like you didn't try and stay closed.
Yeah.
You did try and rotate. Well, that was pure. Good. How did that last one feel?
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
It just, I mean, it feels alien.
I promise it's
This.
really nice.
Yeah.
Did you know you can get 9 GX golf gloves for just £74.70p if you use my code JOSH10 at checkout? Get over there now and thank me later.
It feels alien, but I like the results.
That is strummed.
Yeah. Yeah, completely different, isn't it, that?
And you can be as strong as you like with the face, because I know that's not a comfortable feeling either,
yeah.
but how nice is that?
Yeah, I feel like that just ties in as well, lovely with what we did last time.
And that's the problem. I think you've gone, we understand that we can't just keep swinging like this.
No.
Right, and there has to be some rotation. I actually felt last lesson we got somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh no, the lesson before that we got somewhere, and it was time to make that change. Turns out we made the change too soon.
Yes.
How many people try and rush into the next thing?
Yeah, everyone.
You haven't even got the first one down yet.
No.
You thought you had, and I thought,
yeah.
I thought you had for a second.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that you had it down.
Yeah.
Turns out you went away, you didn't have it down.
No.
So we've got to make sure we got it down, and then you can have the other piece where this naturally comes in shallow, naturally comes in a bit more behind you. Face is strong enough. You can work, and then you can work it through there. Yeah, but this was all out of whack.
Yeah.
And it,
Yeah. It's
again?
interesting how it all just swing plane as well on that one there.
shallow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shallow. Somewhere you've not been. Look at the swing direction as well.
But as well, you know, I think when I first hit the first few, it was back at like 49.50. Is that right? When I'm going more like
No.
that way,
Wrong way, you were super shallow.
was I?
Where you were
What? So it'd
just
be
trying to-
lower.
So
it'd be higher?
you historically have been quite high and choppy because
Oh,
obviously,
have I?
yeah, because obviously you were coming down much
But then
steeper
last
before.
session, wasn't it low?
Yes.
It was, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence
So is
why
that-
we tried to work it back in again.
Yeah. Is that
That's fine.
near now? Yeah.
Yeah.
55.
I
Yeah.
would say for you,
Yeah.
me and you weren't blessed with a tall gym.
Yeah.
56, 57 is
Would
a good
you?
place
Yeah.
to sit for you.
Yeah.
Probably, and even that's
Strike-
fractionally on the lower side.
Strike wise as well, it sounds really weird, but I can feel it in strike.
Good.
Yeah, I can feel it. The strike does feel different.
Let's film a couple.
Yeah.
Let's see, it looks great. Forearms, yep, good. Bit bottomy?
Yeah, picky that one.
Okay. See, and that's quite shallow,
50.
right? Yeah, that's quite shallow because
Yeah.
as a movement, you've been trying to drop the arm, stay
Yeah.
closed, and you don't need that piece anymore.
No.
In my opinion, you don't need
can
that
just-
piece.
yeah.
You need to be getting on it now and
Yeah.
like getting
And you
on
can
it,
trust
rotating.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
So now try and bleed in that exit.
Yeah, I've turned him through. Oh my god, that feels crazy, that. Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Completely different. Yeah, mate, that.
And there
it's
you
the
go.
strike,
Now
I can
you get your
feel
swing
it.
plane. Now you
I
get
can
your swing
feel
plane
it.
to the golden number.
Oh, that is crazy. Yeah.
How good is that?
Does the ball
Now-
go higher up the face as well?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm feeling, I think.
When you're too shallow, yeah, that's what you're feeling.
I'm
Because you've
feeling like
worked
it just
hard
feels-
on.
It feels a lot more solid, that.
Reason being
Yeah.
is you've worked so hard on adding in these draw pieces, and it's got almost too shallow, and that's what I said
Yeah.
to you last lesson. Although we weren't ready to move on, but now you are. We got you back again, and we're ready to move on. But
Yeah.
you know, when your setup's good and it's here, and you know, staying closed isn't really the best option because two reasons. Firstly, I will swing too far to the right.
Yeah.
Second reason is as you start to work down, I'm going to be too shallow, and I physically can't hit the ball like that. You know, so what we tend to find is players that are really shallow. Lots of bottom strikes.
Yeah.
Players that are too steep, go the other end of the spectrum. Lots of roof drivers.
Yeah.
Right, so you strike two different parts of the club face.
Yeah.
So for you now, trying to work a little bit more through here,
Yeah.
that just picks up the plane again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than
Yeah.
that
It's
way.
so
Don't need to
interesting.
do that. So once you've got everything set up, like I said, you can then be pretty careful of the face and forearms, building in some width. And then you can build in the exit, otherwise your path will go a bit too much.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
again, let's hit some. That last shot was so good.
Yeah, that was pure, wasn't it, that? I don't know as well, like, chipping, for me, I find quite tough.
Okay.
But I don't know if that would expose even more, like, the narrowing, the inside. Because you know what I get when I chip as well? Is I get quite like a shallow, duffy one.
Yep, so hot name at the moment,
Yeah.
Mr. Joe Mayo. If
Yeah,
you've seen his
VSP.
stuff.
I
yeah.
love it, yeah.
Yeah, so steepening out the VSP, absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, you know, talking a lot about making sure it's more here,
Yeah.
shaft a bit more on end,
Yeah.
opposed to in here.
Yeah.
Wants to see the player in front of the ball
Yeah.
so that low point can be enough forward. An actual fact, he's got data where there's guys hitting down on the ball by 12 degrees with a standard
And
chip
they're
shot. So
picking
they're
it as
here,
well, aren't they? Yeah.
you know, yeah,
Yeah.
because you can pull it back, you know, can pull it out the floor.
Yeah.
But from here, not my greatest forte, but, you know, sternum in front of the ball, handle a little higher, which will
Yes.
pick it up as well.
Yeah.
And then allowing the club to move more up and down.
Yeah.
That's pure.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
Angle of
Wow.
attack, angle
Look at that
attack
swing
down by
plane.
7 and swing plane 75, and he would want you in that category.
Would he? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I'll
Which
show
makes
you-
sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, hugely. Yeah. I mean, I'll show you the video from where I've just. Where would you see it more, down the line or face on?
Down the line. You'll see sternum face on, down the line. There you go. You'll be having kittens.
Yeah. But I hit
that
one
drop
from
underneath as
face
well?
on,
Sternum, that's okay there.
but the divot was
can
like
see it.
way before the ball.
And lots of good, and that's just through being shallow, because the head was quite good, because
Yeah.
what you'd see from a lot of good chippers is in the backswing, their head would move fractionally forward.
Yes.
And then posting up
Yeah.
from there, you know. And you did that not bad,
Yeah.
just from in here.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if I did that, let's try that now. Even if I did a good swing, different noise, a
Yeah.
little bit higher.
65. Yeah.
I hit down by 3,
Yeah.
swing plane 65, so I didn't hit down on that
Yeah.
half as much.
Yeah.
For a stock chip, I want to hit a lot of ball.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, you want ball then turf.
Yeah.
For a stock chip, so then handle higher, sternum in front, allowing it to move a little bit more up and down.
Yeah.
Different
Yeah,
noise, wasn't it?
Different sound. Yeah. Completely different.
Swing plane 76, hit down by 6.5 again.
Yeah.
So you probably have to carry some of these traits across, for sure.
It's interesting how like a shorter shot will almost expose what you do even more, because you haven't got the time to like.
So a friend of mine, who, I don't know if you've seen him before, but Alex Buckner,
Yeah.
we speak about this sometimes, and when we were working a bit closer together with players, I'll mention what the long game was doing, and it would bleed in
To the short game.
to the
would
short
it?
game
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
So again, you're still going to try and get the forearms as you, there you go.
Yeah.
Good, and then work into the backswing. Right forearm stays a little higher. Good, takes care of the face, the take away, the roll. Okay, set yourself up. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand here like this, and your job is to now match it in. You can work under me because your path does go too far to the right now, which is weird saying that to you.
So just get left on this one.
But don't worry about me, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I felt like I've gone way left there.
And the path was still at 3 and you hit down on it better.
Yeah, I felt like I've gone way left.
But because you built in all the draw pieces, you had the opportunity, and I always talk about this, I think I said it last time, you have to earn the right to rotate.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
You have to earn the right to rotate.
Yeah.
So you're now in a spot that you could turn hard, turn as hard as you want through the ball without any fear.
Yeah.
And you could have turned hard there and that weren't going to go anywhere.
No.
Let's go again, one more. Didn't get the strike,
no,
but a great shot though.
Yeah.
There you go. 2 for path.
Yeah.
Good, and again. Really nice, really nice. So you can build in all the shallow pieces.
How come that direction goes left there? Is that bad or not? Really?
You were working hard left, weren't you?
Right.
I was standing there with a stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on then again. I mean, you haven't had too many of those, to be fair. I understand how that's concerning for you.
Yeah.
Because of, I understand what your fear of.
Yeah.
Good setup, mate. Well done. That was a great golf swing, that.
Yeah.
Great swing. See, look, you don't need to worry about your swing direction, bud.
I can feel the strike so different when that swing plane creeps up. Like it.
And that's what I said. You don't
so
need
different.
to be, now because you've built in this,
Yeah.
and we're now wide and we're here and we're coming down a bit more here,
Yeah.
staying closed forever just drops out the
isn't
plane
the
too much.
option,
So now you're in a different place. And this takes us back, as I said, to last lesson where we was trying to then go, okay, well, we're a little bit too shut coming into the ball.
Yeah.
Let's now try and get the shoulders a little bit more square so I can work a bit more left. But again, we weren't ready for that lesson perhaps.
No.
But now, again, as you get your setup right, you are fully ready for that feeling.
Yeah.
And again. Josh Oddie, feeling cut but hitting draw. What's going on? Good setup, mate. Well done. Good. Strike was good again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really good. Flush.
Yeah, it feels
Look at that for path. Like, you just can't. I've just never seen you have that. Now, obviously, when you play, likely not going to have that.
No. I'd like to be near that.
It's funny, actually. I saw a couple of your swings from some of the stuff that you've posted recently.
Yeah.
And I did see driver going back a little bit.
Getting a bit.
I saw it might have been a match you played.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple of tee shots.
Yeah.
It's quite good you're doing them videos, isn't it?
Yeah.
I keep my eye.
I notice as well, it's like just in the practice that I do at home, I think as soon as it doesn't, if in my practice I'm not getting like 5 or 6 club path, I just feel like I'm working nowhere near where I need to be. Just because of how much I've done that, you know?
How many people do you think would stand there and look at 5 and go, oh, it's all wrong?
I know.
They don't understand that you need to train beyond that, because when you play, you will 100% regress. That just happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you play, if we had a trap man down on the next par 3 you played, I reckon you'd be...
2 or 3?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd probably be more like maybe 1 or 2, wouldn't it?
Yep.
On course, I mean, like, the irons have been fine, but it just... Yeah.
I want this with driver, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've got to be, when it is driver in your hand,
Yeah.
the swings look great. The one you sent me before was brilliant.
Yeah.
You probably won't have to feel as cutty as we said with driver.
No.
Definitely, I would definitely not do the follow-through move with driver.
No.
But this would help the face, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's so good again, bud.
Yeah.
So pure. And the numbers are very samey now, aren't they?
Yeah. Interestingly as well, that felt a little bit like just, I think where I've done it so many times, I actually felt myself go a little bit like that, and then
And you saw the plane drop out
just
again.
dropped again, yeah.
Starting to work out why the plane goes now. But if you didn't have that droppy move in the past,
Oh, it would have been...
you would have been really quite wipey.
Yeah.
But you know, openly, you've said you've worked quite hard on staying closed, and that is a
Yes.
closed mechanism, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
by my arms, you know, by my arms dropping a bit more behind me, that naturally pulls the shoulders a bit more shut.
Yeah.
You know, that is something you've actively worked
So
on.
interesting in the golf swing how many different like tendencies that we all have as players, but they just all come from maybe a setup being out or the takeaway being slightly in. You know, you don't do anything in your golf swing without the reason behind it, you know?
Yeah. We're all just trying to get the ball to the hole, mate.
Exactly, yeah. And I just,
We're all
it's
just
so
trying to
interesting how
find the way.
we
And
all find a way, don't we, in little different mechanics in our swing.
subconsciously half the time.
Yeah, not even knowing you're doing it.
How's it feel?
Yeah, completely different.
You can hit that shot all day now.
I mean,
Like, all day long. You haven't
Yeah.
even shown me a glimpse of something carving.
no, it's nowhere near, is it?
Not
Yeah.
even close. Not even close. And there you go, right there, where the swing direction has actually shifted to the right.
That's what I'd like. I think if I'm
You need that with driver.
Yeah, if I'm practicing that as well with 7-iron all day long, I think that's where I need to be for practice. You know,
Yeah.
and I
Because
think
I bet you
last
haven't
week I noticed it, mate. Like as soon as I went back to like this, I noticed that I was nowhere near that.
And
Yeah.
was you a little fearful of the
Yeah,
carve up?
yeah. When it got to driver,
Yeah.
like irons, I think that I can. It's weird. Whenever I bring ball position back with irons as well, interestingly enough, I have way more control. Generally, when I put my like
Be some
neutral,
form of compression, wouldn't it?
neutral setup, yeah. I used to hit these ball back 4-irons, which generally like probably like here,
Like
middle of
straight
stance.
bullets,
yeah,
probably.
dead straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd dream to see some of them on course.
Better take
Maybe
your,
next year.
take your quad out with you.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe a bit pull drawy that one.
Just shut face.
Was it? Yeah.
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 And again, if you wanted to take off, can't imagine you're going to need to anytime soon,
No.
but if you did want to take off any of that left curve,
Yeah.
that's where that exit just beds in even more
Yeah.
and not dropping out, you know, because then we can change the spin axis of the
yeah,
ball.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So do you change for ball flight? Would you change exit feeling, or do you just do it in setup?
You can do a lot from setup.
Yeah.
Like, for
So I remember you
example,
last time you were saying just setup.
yeah. So for
You just move it
example,
round.
yeah. So we've built in subconsciously.
Yeah.
Well, not subconsciously. We have built in some form of swing arc.
Yeah.
You know, we built something in.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you from just picking up that whole base
And just shifting it. Yeah.
and shifting it.
Yeah.
And then matching the face to what I need the path to do. So if that's going to
Right.
be now a left path, then we obviously just adapt.
You've got to match that up.
And now I've built in a cut, haven't I?
That
I
fade,
still
yeah,
need
yeah.
the same, you know, I still don't want to see it in here. We can still take care of the forearms. We can still take care of a lot of the things that we've been working on, the width.
Yeah.
We don't want to get narrow again, do we? So
No.
now I can start to change a little bit more of the movement, the address position.
Yeah.
And I don't need to change a whole heap.
No.
So that was obviously there.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. If I wanted to hit more of a, let's say I wanted the biggest push draw,
Yeah.
I'd move the ball back the most
Yeah.
because we understand what that does.
Hit some Bryson 7-irons.
Yeah, I've moved the handle the most forward, my
Yeah.
weight the most forward, and now I look like I'm going to hit that
Yeah.
a certain way as well, right?
Yeah.
I can stand here. Oh, I think I've just left the face open. Does it go? No, there
Still
we go.
going.
But how quickly can I change
Yeah.
flight by changing setup? Obviously, I did feel I pulled that one a little bit in, but
Yeah.
You get the idea.
But in terms of exit as well, you're not really feeling a different exit. It's just more on the setup.
Yeah,
Once
I
you've
think
built
so.
in that correct exit.
Yeah.
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 Right. This is where you could get exposed here if we're not in that.
Oh yeah, we've got nothing. I took them all away.
Yeah. Feel lost now.
Okay, that's an interesting statement. Stop there.
Yeah.
You just said something really interesting there, and a phrase that we use.
Yeah.
I feel lost.
Yeah.
That's a map. How did you get here today? Sat nav.
Yeah.
It's a map.
Yeah.
If I took the map away, I'm lost and I don't know where I'm
Yeah.
going. I'll find it eventually, but
Yeah.
put the map down all the time. I'm taking your map away, but put the map down.
Yeah. That's your training. Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
That's your road map. I've now
need to-
taken your map away, but road map. So
I need to get myself tour sticks again.
you do. So good. Think of your forearms. I can see them. Good.
Yeah. Feels like it's creeped as well.
I was going to say, go more. If you go, picture the ball. How are you going to work with the ball? Hang on.
See that?
That's the biggest thing that's crept.
Is it? Yeah.
That was that way again.
Was it?
I could see this. Yeah, there.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels completely.
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
Okay, take control of the ball in the face if it was there. Then turn through. Ball. Ah, you did it. You got the
There she
numbers.
is.
You did it on your own. Well done.
Without the map.
Without the map, without the map.
Yeah, that was for you.
Golf shot, mate.
Yeah, that was nice. That.
Proper good. Swing plane 56, I'm okay with that.
It's crazy how it feels completely different. Like it feels like I'm aiming in that right side of the screen. Still does feel like that.
I promise you not.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But then set yourself up again. Probably feels a little bit
Yeah,
more.
it does. It feels like I'm aiming left now.
Yeah. And all I
Yeah.
did was move, and you can now see how things move.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So if I now move the ball into the right spot again,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice and straight. Good. Absolutely flush, mate.
Yeah.
That was probably one of your best ones yet. Swing
Yeah, it
direction,
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Swing direction 0. Hit down, hit to the right by 3. That would be.
That's your like neutral one. Yeah.
that would be what I would want to see you
your
at.
money numbers. Yeah.
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 I think that's your set of digits.
Yeah.
Not everyone's. Your set of digits are there.
Yeah. What would that be like on course? Would that just be like a tiny draw?
You just saw it.
Yeah,
So
like-
that curved.
Barely.
2.7 yards left.
Yeah.
And I think people think as well, when they start seeing the path get to 2, 3, 4, they think that's a lot. I don't think that's a lot personally.
Nah.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. You got wiggle room in the face as well.
Yeah.
Like that face was 2 degrees open.
Yeah.
If you were swinging at -1, 2 degrees open,
Go over.
you've had a carve. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fractional, but it's huge out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you're hitting it 300 yards as well.
Ball.
Yeah.
Good. Forearm, elbow. Once you've got most of that set up, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Then from there, you've only got to control that bit. Probably best one of the day.
Yeah, it felt like neutral.
Easily best one of the day.
Yeah.
Good shot, bud.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's interesting when you take that little bit away, it goes from 5-6 to now back to 2-3, doesn't it?
Does. I'm just going to film a couple more, mate, and then
Yeah.
that's us, believe it or not.
That's perfect, mate. Yeah. How's that ball position? Good there.
Really good.
Yeah.
Here you go. As utterly bonkers as it feels.
Still forward, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right if we... It's okay.
Yes, yeah.
It's okay, that's about 3.
Yeah.
Pretty good, though.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look as out
No,
of whack as
doesn't
it feels.
feel
It
as-
looks
Yeah, it doesn't feel
pretty
as
good.
ancient as what it... Yeah. Ancient? What?
Alien.
Alien.
That's the word.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pure.
One more and then
Yeah. That's
I'm happy
great,
with
mate.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's interesting how it's just tiny, mate, isn't it? It's little
think it's
things,
good.
like a tiny little setup change and takeaway feeling a bit wider. Completely changed the goal swing.
That's it. So to summarise, setup is way more important than we probably
Yeah.
realised. To check the setup, we're going to lay down 2 sticks.
Mhm.
We're going to make sure we've got our 2 sticks down, and then it's pretty accurate from there.
Yeah.
I want you to work with the ball for multiple reasons. Number 1, forearm alignment
Yeah.
and elbow positioning.
Yeah. Can you cheat the ball with the elbow, or not really?
Harder.
Right.
Harder. No, not really.
No.
Oh,
Will
you
that
could
just
cheat it by
expose
doing that.
that line?
No,
Like,
because it will pull this back anyway.
yeah, you can't physically have that in that way
No.
and it be straight. Yeah. Right.
Unless this was out as well. But
Okay.
Not for
yeah,
you.
Not
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Second thing that I want you to use the ball for, takeaway.
Yeah, width. Yeah.
Purely because, before we get to width, purely because I can see rotation.
Yeah. Right.
So I can see if I've done that.
Yeah.
I can see if I've done more of that.
Yeah.
Then lastly, the width.
Yeah.
Where you can feel like you're just keeping that
That
ball away from you from there as well. And this is what I was talking about. Haven't got one yet. And this band isn't
Yeah, I
quite
still
right.
haven't got mine yet.
But again, popping that round the neck as a band, putting it through the loops,
Yeah.
and just practicing. This is a resistance, obviously.
Yeah.
Resisting.
Yeah. Keeping it.
Yeah. Versus you in the there. So
You're not doing that, are you, with the ball?
no. So I think that's still the best.
Yeah.
The best drill for you that does a whole heap of things
Yeah.
just from that. So I think the ball is going to be gold for you. Good job.
Awesome.